Hi, I'm Nancy Stowe, the food editor of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. We are at Milwaukee Area Technical College with chef instructor John Reese, who is going to take this wonderful food. It's hard to imagine any cuisine without. That's the tomato. He's going to show us an easy way to peel and seed the tomato, and then another preparation for tomatoes.
Okay, in classic French techniques, there is a preparation called tomato concasse that you may see in recipes on occasion. And what that means is it's a peeled, seeded, and chopped tomato. So what I'm going to do with this tomato to do that is I'm going to cut out the little core where the stem is attached to the tomato and remove that. And then I'm going to, on the bottom, take a paring knife and just draw an X, just cutting through the skin just a little bit there. And then what I'm going to do is take my tomato and I'm going to drop it into simmering water. And I'm not really cooking the tomato. What I want to do, though, is I want to loosen up that skin from the tomato so it'll peel easily. So you might want to put it in for a minute or so. It really depends on the tomato. The riper the tomato, probably the less time you need. The harder the tomato, it usually takes a little bit longer to remove that skin. But we're going to drop that in here, and I'm going to just take this and just to see how it peels, and I can see that it's peeling pretty easily here. So now at this point what I want to do is drop it into cold water because I want to stop the cooking process. I'm really not cooking this. All I'm doing is I'm taking my tomato and blanching it just slightly to loosen the skin. So once I've loosened the skin, I can then easily peel it off with my paring knife. And you can see it comes off quite easily. Now I have my peeled tomato. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it in half. And I cut it crosswise. Okay? Open it up. And I've got my two halves. And I'm going to gently squeeze out those seeds. Now, the concasse part really, though, is the chopping of the tomatoes. So what I'm going to do is just coarsely chop these. And this is our tomato concasse.
That you would use in?
We use that in sauces. We use that to finish different types of dishes. You can use that as a garnish. You can use that to make salsa with. There's another technique I'll show you too that we use that I like for making salsas. And I'm going to take my tomato here and I'm going to cut out this core again here. Now I'm going to take the tomato, I'm going to leave the skin on this preparation here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fillet the outer part of the tomato like this. And we use this a lot for salsas because this center here has a lot of water in it. And it just leaches out the sauce. The sauce becomes very watery if you leave it in. So we like to use what we call the tomato fillet. And then to cut this, just lay this flat and run your knife, and you can dice it up like this. Okay, so that's a little bit different technique. They hold together a little bit better than the concasse. The concasse will break down very quickly in the cooking process. If you're using the concasse in a recipe, generally you put it in towards the end of the cooking process because you don't want it to break down. You want to have some texture there yet. So there you are, a couple of different techniques for tomatoes.